Behind the gilded gates of Buckingham Palace, a royal drama is unfolding, a drama that promises to reshape the future of the British monarchy. While the monarchy is traditionally portrayed as a paragon of tradition, elegance, and unity, beneath the surface lies a growing fracture. The royal family, seen by the world as an unbreakable symbol of stability and continuity, is being tested like never before. And at the center of this brewing storm is none other than Princess Charlotte, the youngest of the royal heirs and the daughter of the ever-popular Princess Catherine and Prince William. Princess Charlotte, who has captivated the public with her poise and charm since she first appeared before the cameras, now finds herself at the center of a hidden power struggle within the royal household. The public sees a future queen in the making, a young girl with an undeniable elegance, her every appearance met with widespread adoration. But behind closed doors, the young princess's rise has sparked unease and even rivalry among those closest to her, especially Queen Camilla, the consort of King Charles III. Camilla, who has fought her entire life for a place within the royal family, may have expected to enjoy a smooth, if not always easy, tenure as queen consort. She has long been seen as a stabilizing force after years of public controversy and tabloid headlines. But as the monarchy enters a new era with King Charles III on the throne, Camilla's hold on power is not as secure as it may appear. Behind her regal demeanor and carefully constructed public image lies a woman who understands that the future of the monarchy is not just determined by tradition, but by the shifting dynamics of family and public perception. At the coronation of King Charles, a grand and historic occasion meant to mark the beginning of a new reign, the royal family gathered together in Westminster Abbey. The ceremony was a spectacle, centuries of tradition unfolding in real time as the new monarch was crowned. But while the world marveled at the opulent displays of royalty, behind the scenes a power struggle was quietly playing out. And at the heart of this struggle was Princess Charlotte, the young princess who, though still a child, was already beginning to carve out a role for herself within the monarchy that had not been seen before. The coronation of King Charles III was supposed to be a moment of unity and continuity for the British royal family. A symbol of the monarchy's resilience and ability to adapt to changing times, the coronation was intended to bring the royal family together in celebration. But as the royal family took their places in Westminster Abbey, tensions began to simmer. A small but significant moment occurred when Queen Camilla, seated near Princess Charlotte, allegedly made a remark about the young princess's behaviour during the ceremony. To an outsider, the comment might have seemed innocent enough. After all, Queen Camilla is known for her composed demeanour, and Charlotte, though mature for her age, is still a child. But to those familiar with the inner workings of the royal family, this remark was the first indication that something was amiss. It wasn't the comment itself, but the weight it carried. Camilla, who had spent years battling for acceptance within the royal family, appeared to be taking issue with Charlotte's growing prominence. The young princess, whose graceful presence had captured the hearts of millions, was beginning to emerge as a rival to Camilla's own established position. Princess Charlotte's rising popularity, her poised demeanor, and the admiration she received from the public could not be ignored. And while Camilla had carved out a respected position as the queen consort, her own standing within the royal family had always been uncertain. She had married into the royal family, rather than born into it, and though her relationship with King Charles was strong, her position was still fragile in the eyes of some. The more Charlotte grew in stature, the more her presence threatened Camilla's own carefully cultivated position. But what happened next was nothing short of a revelation. Princess Charlotte, known for her composure and reserved nature, defied all expectations during the coronation ceremony. In a moment that would forever alter the course of the royal family's future, Charlotte paused. It was a subtle action, barely noticeable to those unfamiliar with royal protocol, but for those who understood the delicate power dynamics at play, it was a moment of profound significance. As the royal family bowed to King Charles, as per tradition, Princess Charlotte did something no one had anticipated. She hesitated just for a moment, a small, almost imperceptible delay before she turned to her mother, Princess Catherine. This pause, while seemingly trivial to some, was loaded with meaning. It was a calculated move, a quiet act of defiance against the rigid traditions that have governed the monarchy for centuries. By not performing the expected duty without hesitation, Princess Charlotte was making a statement that she would not simply follow the paths laid out for her by those who came before her. The young princess, barely old enough to fully grasp the complexities of royal politics, was asserting her independence. This was not just a fleeting moment of childhood restlessness, it was a declaration of her intent to play a larger role in the monarchy's future. The subtle act of defiance was seen by many as an indication that Princess Charlotte was not content to simply be a passive participant in the royal family's future. She was staking her claim to a throne that she knew one day would be hers. And this moment was not an isolated incident. It was part of a larger narrative that was slowly unfolding behind the scenes. Princess Charlotte, though young, was clearly aware of the delicate power dynamics at play within the royal family. She understood that her future was not just determined by royal protocol, but by her own choices and actions. The monarchy, for all its centuries-old traditions, was evolving, and Charlotte was positioning herself to be a central figure in its next chapter. The rift between Queen Camilla and Princess Charlotte was not something that would be easily resolved. For Camilla, who had spent years battling to secure her position, the rise of a new generation of royals led by Princess Charlotte was not something she would accept without question. For Charlotte, who had always been poised and graceful in the public eye, this moment of defiance was a clear signal that she would not simply follow the established order. She was willing to challenge the very foundations of royal protocol to make her mark. As the monarchy faces this generational struggle, the implications for the future are profound. The tension between Camilla and Charlotte represents a shift in the balance of power within the royal family, one that could have long-lasting effects on the monarchy's future. The royal family, once seen as a symbol of unity and continuity, is now being tested by the very forces that have always defined it: power, tradition, and the desire for control. What happens next is unclear. Will Princess Charlotte's quiet defiance lead to a new era for the monarchy, one where the younger generation asserts its independence and takes the reins from the older generation? Or will the royal family continue to maintain the delicate balance that has allowed it to survive for centuries? One thing is certain: the future of the British monarchy will not be determined solely by tradition. It will be shaped by the choices, actions, and ambitions of those like Princess Charlotte, who are beginning to realize that their place in the royal family is not predetermined. As the drama behind Buckingham Palace's gates continues to unfold, the world will be watching to see how this power struggle plays out. Will the royal family adapt to the changing times, or will the old order prevail? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the monarchy will never be the same.